Now, while maybe E3 2021 didn't exactly meet our highest hopes, dreams, and expectations, we still got plenty of new info about a bunch of games coming out. So here we've gathered everything that we were excited to see, and there's a lot. We've got 30 things, so let's get started. The first thing revealed during the Nintendo Direct is a new Super Smash Bros. Character. It's Kazuya from Tekken. This was kind of a surprise twist that we personally didn't see coming, but we love the reveal just because it was totally ridiculous and harkening back to the old Tekken days, starting from the original Tekken, but you've seen it a million times. You know, the whole throwing your fallen enemies into a volcano thing. Instead of it being a Heihachi Kazuya type drama, it was Kazuya dropping all the Smash characters into a abyss, and it's hilarious, and we're excited to see more. We got a glimpse of gameplay and a lot of his moves, but they are going to be revealing more later in June. Now, next over at number 29, we have Guardians of the Galaxy. This Square Enix published game was heavily rumored and kind of leaked, and now we finally got to see a bunch of gameplay. It's being developed by Eidos Montreal and is actually launching pretty soon on October 26th. Now, unlike Avengers, Guardians is a third-person, single-player adventure game where you play specifically as Star-Lord. It does look kind of interesting, if the gameplay seems a little bit rough. Otherwise, it seems sweet. Controlling the other Guardians seems like a pretty interesting way to make use of them without playing as them. Also, Rocket has a really cool beard, so we're sold. Now, next over at number 28, Babylon's Fall. This was originally shown off and revealed back in 2018, but now we got to actually see what this thing is, and it turns out it's going to be a live service game with the works. Battle Pass, seasonal events, microtransactions, you know, all those things we love, but the combat does look great, and I just hope that it doesn't suffer the same fate as another hack and slash live service game we got within the last year. Remember Godfall? Now, as of right now, we have no release date for Babylon's Fall, but we do know that it will be coming to PS5, PS4, and PC, and we're still at least holding out hope because it is a Platinum game and we love a lot of their games. But over at number 27, we finally got to see the rumored Final Fantasy spin-off in action. Strangers of Paradise is being developed by Team Ninja and will be launching in 2022 on previous and current gen consoles and PC. So it's a Souls-like style game, which is cool. We love those. And besides that, we really don't have too much info other than that there is a timed demo out there that you can play. It was broken, but since recording this video, it has been patched. It's only available until June 24th, so don't wait too long to play. Other Final Fantasy announcements include some nice remakes and re-releases of the original game, so keep your eyes peeled for those. Now, next over at number 26, we have Rainbow Six Extraction, which was formerly called Rainbow Six Quarantine. So we've known about this, but we got a good, solid look at it now. This PvE shooter looks like a fun spin on the Rainbow Six formula that has really come into its own with Rainbow Six Siege, but we're getting some slight XCOM vibes and some cooler stuff going on, and that is releasing September 16th, 2021. But over at number 25, we have Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. This is the next Mario plus Rabbids game, which we gotta say the original was completely underrated, really fun, and really challenging, and this one looks like it's continuing that trend with more movement options, more characters, and seemingly better looking graphics. Is that because of a maybe Switch Pro coming sometime down the line? We don't know for sure, but we know that this game is releasing in 2022. Next over at number 24, we have Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. This was a leaked and rumored and now official Borderlands spin-off game with more of a fantasy focus and player creation. There's also going to be a big emphasis on comedy with a lot of famous voice actors and comedians involved, but apparently this is also going to serve as a good jumping on point for people who haven't played Borderlands games. It's going to feel seemingly very different. We're excited to see what comes of this. It might still be early, but yeah, fingers crossed for Borderlands fans. Now over at number 23, we have Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora. You either love the Avatar movies or you hate them. I personally really enjoy them, and I'm excited to jump back into Pandora. This is especially refreshing to see a new glimpse of this world in a digital form, considering we haven't seen anything about the new movies that have been in the works by James Cameron for years and years now, so hey, just another thing to look forward to. Next at number 22, Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp. Yes, Nintendo finally gave us what we've been asking for, new Advance Wars. This is essentially a completely rebuilt from the ground up version of the original beloved games. And while it might not look like much to you, if you've never played these are excellent, fun strategy games that just really have that Nintendo charm and hook people for many, many years. We're really hoping this can live up to the hype of those original games, but thankfully we'll find out when Reboot Camp launches on December 3rd. Next at number 21, we got the smallest little bit of Resident Evil news. We know that Resident Evil Reverse, the competitive multiplayer thing, is now officially releasing in July, and that in conjunction with Resident Evil Village, we now know that development has officially started on Resident Evil Village DLC. Now that might not sound like a big deal, but if you played Resident Evil 7 and its expansions, you know that they make some pretty substantial and interesting stuff. So we're really looking forward to seeing what Capcom provides here, man. Now next over at number 20, we have The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. This is actually the first time this game is releasing outside of Japan. So if you're looking for more Ace Attorney, but a bit of a different spin on it, apparently these games are loved in Japan. So we're excited to finally get our hands on them. It's going to be releasing July 27th of this year. Now, next at number 19, Razer came out and revealed the new Razer Blade 14. This is actually the first time it's rocking an AMD CPU, and it looks like just some good all-around hardware. Now, I know here we don't really cover hardware too much, we don't review it or anything like that, but it was some interesting hardware news. It seems like a lot of people are pretty interested in this gaming laptop, so now you know. Next over at number 18, a nice surprise, something pretty big for us, is Forza Horizon 5. We know it's a thing, and it has a release date, November 9th, 2021. It's going to take place in Mexico, and it's apparently their biggest open world yet. It's using photogrammetry technology. It's going to have a bunch of new modes and more AI assist modes to kind of serve you content. Forza Horizon games are fun, accessible, great racing, and we're really just excited for more of it. Now, next over at number 17, we know that we're getting a new Outer Worlds. The Outer Worlds 2 has been announced with a really funny teaser trailer that made fun of the fact that it's really early and they're not showing us anything, and why do companies always do that? But yeah, it's still really nice to see that this thing is getting a sequel, because this is a very, very Obsidian as hell RPG, so we're looking forward to it whenever it may come. Now, next over at number 16, we have Replaced. This just has some really incredible visuals and a very interesting graphical style, but then when it kicks into the gameplay, you have this insane melee and shooting combat and platforming. This was kind of the more indie style game that immediately exploded onto people's radar, and we really can't wait to see what comes from this one. Now, sticking with some of the stuff announced at Xbox, at number 15, A Plague Tale Requiem. This is the follow-up to A Plague Tale Innocence, and it's releasing in 2022. That game was extremely underrated. We're really happy to see it have a sequel. Linear, single-player, narrative-driven games are awesome. We love playing adventures, and we're excited that this is coming. Next over at number 14, we have Somerville. This is releasing in 2022, and looks kind of in the same veins as something as Little Nightmares or Inside or Limbo. And from the style to the scenario to the fact that you're playing seemingly as a family, this thing looks incredible. They don't make enough games like this, to be honest, this type of subgenre, so we're happy we're getting another one. Now over at number 13, we got an early announcement for a game called Contraband. This is actually from Avalanche Studios, and we know it's going to be a cooperative open world game. That's really all we know. Seemingly, it's a ways off. Honestly, I could have just waited. I didn't need such a vague announcement, but still, it's another game coming to look forward to eventually. Now over at number 12, we have Blood Hunt. This is a new competitive multiplayer game set in the Vampire Masquerade universe. Obviously, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is still seemingly a way off because it did not show up anywhere at E3, but at least we get some vampire action here. Not too much to go on this one yet, but yeah, keep your eyes out for it. Because over at number 11, we have Planet of Lana. This is an indie adventure game where a young girl and her loyal friend go on this crazy adventure with just really good visuals and a really cool vibe. We don't highlight enough indie games on this channel, but this one seems to be one of the ones that really, really blew people away, and we're looking forward to getting our hands on it in 2022. Now, next over at number 10, Jurassic World Evolution 2 was announced. Now, don't get it twisted. We reviewed the original Jurassic World Evolution, and our Before You Buy, we were pleasantly surprised. What we thought was going to be just a dumb movie tie-in game actually turned out to be pretty awesome. So we're excited to see this formula getting another chance, especially with a cool new setting. This is seemingly releasing this year, and we can't wait. And next over at number 9, another big thing, we got Battlefield 2042 gameplay. We got to see a full map with 128 players, and there was a lot of chaos. There was vehicles everywhere, especially with them being airdropped. We got to see grappling hooks and zip lines in action. We got to see a massive Dust Storm Takeover, and some wingsuit gameplay in third person, which is pretty awesome. Still a little skeptical of this one, the fact that they've announced they're ditching single player campaign and it is a complete multiplayer game asking for $70 in the US, but that's personal opinion. We'll see where that goes when it releases. Let's move on. Because over at number 8, we have Redfall. This closed out the Xbox conference, and this is a new Arcane Studios game designed specifically for Xbox and PC that is going to be an open world cooperative first-person shooter, probably likely with that Arcane spin on things. People seem really excited for this one just because of the concept. I need to see gameplay personally before anything, but knowing the studio behind it and the vibe it has set with young kids kind of hunting vampires and stuff, honestly, it was just a good year for vampires. This is the third time I've talked about vampires in this video, I think. I could talk about them all day. Anyway, let's move on over to number 7, Age of Empires 4. What up, PC gamers? This is finally getting a release date, October 28th, 2021, and from what we've seen of it, it does look pretty Age of Empires-y. Really, not too much to say, but we'll probably be making videos on it, so keep your eyes peeled. Now, next over at number 6, we have Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl. We got to see full gameplay of this for the first time. This has been in the works for years, and man, does it feel really different from the original Stalker games, while also still having that good dread and atmosphere. We're wondering if the gameplay scenarios are going to feel similar, because at the time, Stalker was absolutely groundbreaking. Still, this first-person shooter with some science in it looks really exciting. Now, next over at number 5, Nintendo revealed Metroid Dread. This is the next 2D Metroid game, the first we've had in a very long time, and it looks pretty awesome. We've got new weapons, new powers, Samus has a really cool new suit, and it looks like a nice return to form to that traditional Metroid gameplay with some great new spins, similar to Samus Returns that we got on 3DS a few years ago, which was incredible. Honestly, for me personally, this is at the top of my list, something I'm really looking forward to, and I don't have to wait too long either, because it's releasing October 8th, 2021. Now, over at number 4, of course, you know we were going to mention it, Starfield. Bethesda's next big thing, next big RPG, was revealed, sort of, with a new in-engine cinematic trailer. Apparently, this takes place hundreds of years in the future, and it is going to be on a new Creation Engine 2. We're going to see aliens, we're going to explore massive planets, cities, and civilizations in a vibe that's a little bit unique. It's more realistic space. It's not high sci-fi fantasy. Less Star Wars, more Interstellar, and honestly, that sounds pretty cool. As of right now, the game has a release date, November 11th, 2022. That's a ways away, but we're hoping that release date sticks because we want a good old Bethesda-style RPG again. It's been a minute. Now, next at number 3, we got big new looks at Halo Infinite. We got a glimpse of some story campaign cutscenes that seemed very Halo. Just good Master Chief moments, good music, good emotion. You know, the stuff we really want when it comes to Halo single-player story stuff, but we also got a good look at multiplayer. They had a whole Halo Infinite multiplayer-focused live stream. Now, we already knew that the multiplayer is free-to-play, but some new things we learned is that Infinite will have battle passes and seasons like other multiplayer games, but what's cool is that these battle passes don't expire, and you can access and get the old ones if you want. They've been pretty upfront about no pay-to-win mechanics and the way the monetization works, and we think that's good. The gear style stuff is back, but there's some new spins on vehicles, some of the stuff your character can do, including the grappling hook, and the player customization for making your own Spartan does seem pretty sweet. Still, we really got to judge this one when we get it in our hands, and thankfully, according to Xbox, we are getting it holiday 2021. Now, next at number 2, we got Breath of the Wild 2 gameplay from Nintendo. Finally. It was super short, but we did get to see some cool stuff, new abilities and puzzle solving stuff. Character models look insane. We don't really know where we're looking at Link and where we're looking at Zelda. We don't know what's going on with that, but apparently there's going to be a whole new sky area, a sky map of Hyrule that you're going to be exploring, and it looks way more different than I expected. We're really excited to check this out, obviously, and Nintendo still has to show us a lot more. They've been working on this for so long, but they've said the game is now coming in 2022. Now, down to number 1, of course, you know we were going to mention it. Kind of the thing that kicked off E3, really, was the reveal of Elden Ring. We got a nice, shiny gameplay trailer. We got to see some cooperative and multiplayer type stuff. We got to see some open world exploration with a horse. We got to see incredible From Software style of bosses, gross dudes, magic abilities, seemingly an emphasis on different weapon and build types and character building, and just generally seemingly what most people wanted, more From Software style gameplay in the same vein as a Soulsborne type thing. And we also got a release date. Apparently it's releasing January 21st, 2022. Now, those are the big E3 things that we thought were the most exciting, the most interesting. Yes, not all new game reveals, but we did get some pretty cool updates on some old stuff and some new surprises thrown in there. But we want to hear from you guys in the comments. What did you like the most about E3? Yes, maybe it was not the most crazy blowout year, but you gotta have at least one thing on your list that excited you, right? So definitely let us know. Now, if you enjoyed this and maybe we helped inform you, clicking the like button is the best way you can help us out. We would really appreciate that. And if you're new, maybe consider subscribing, hitting that notification bell, because we put out videos every single day. But as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.